Matt, so we can get it. Tom Jensen way in the back. We'll get a microphone to you in a second. Tom.
Hey, Matt. Tom Jensen, Fox Sports.
Hey, Tom.
How are you?
Matt Kenseth, Joe Gibbs Racing.
Good to see you, bud. How surprised were you when Carl Edwards announced he wasn't going to race this year?
Carl's not racing this year? Are you serious? I was as surprised as anybody else. I didn't know till that Sunday night when Coach. Well, first of all, I knew it was bad news when it's been. This is my. I guess it's my 5th year there, right? And it was the first time we ever had a conference call with all the drivers and crew chiefs, and it was on Sunday night after all the football games were over or whatever. And he told us about it then, and I guess the announcement was Wednesday or something. So that was the first time I heard about it, and I was very, very surprised. The more I think about it, I'm probably not shocked. I mean, I think kind of whatever Carl does after I think about it for a while, it doesn't really totally surprise me. But I definitely didn't see it coming. Oh, you're going to have to get a microphone and announce your name and affiliation.
Get Jenna a microphone, please.
Follow the rules, okay?
Yeah, Jennifer, Associated Press. Matt, I'm curious to know why, knowing Carl as well as you do, or for as long as you do, why it doesn't surprise you.
Well, I mean, I don't really know anything more than you guys know. I actually didn't get to see the press conference because I was working. I call it working. That's kind of fun, right? Driving race cars in circles in Vegas. Not really working, but I was testing, so I didn't really see it, and I didn't really hear all its reasons, so I don't really know any more than you guys know. But I don't know. I mean, Carl's always been his own guy, right? He's always kind of just, I don't know, just thinking about him, his personality doesn't, after I think about it for a few days, doesn't totally shock me. You know what I mean? He's always been, if he, kind of does his own thing, and if he decided that that's what he needed to do at the time, it doesn't shock me that he actually went through with it.
Over here to the left, Jeff.
Jeff Birchfield, John City Press. Matt, how do you, the pressures and stuff of racing, the weekly grind like that, I mean, how is that for you? I mean, is that something that takes you a little while to decompress? Or, I mean, is that something that, you just feel like it's, sorry about that. But, I mean, how do you handle those pressures?
How do I handle the pressures of racing?
Yeah, just the weekly grind of racing.
I mean, I'm fairly new at it, so I'm trying to kind of feel my way around it and figure out how to get through it. I don't know. I mean, I've raced pretty much, since I've been 16 years old. I've never really felt a lot of, the pressure's never really been a lot different. Whose annoying ringtone is that? I didn't even know they made that. Is that yours? It must not even go to voicemail. Oh, it's your watch. Oh, no wonder. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you out. What was your name so we can get on record? I had way too much coffee this morning. I don't know. I've never felt that much pressure racing, no more or less than when I was racing my late model to what I'm racing today. Although I feel like a little bit less pressure today since Carl hung it up, because I feel like they kind of need drivers right now at the moment, so I feel like I'm a little more secure for the year. But other than that, the pressure's all the same. You always want to perform. You want to do your best. You're racing against all the best stock car racers anywhere, so you got to bring your A game every week and just try to prepare the same and work as hard as you can at it and try to get results.
I think Bob has the mic next.
Oh boy.
Bob Hawkers, ESPN.
Hold on, I got a phone call. Are you calling me? At least mine's on vibrate, though.
Is it safe to assume that you haven't talked to Carl then?
Is it safe to assume what? You should never assume. You know why?
I know why. But
I have talked to Carl several times.
Since the announcement?
I have.
So do you feel like you have a better understanding of why he's leaving than?
I honestly, no. I don't.
Okay.
Kenny.
I really don't. I kind of called and sort of asked him straight out. And when I hung up, it was probably less clear than before I picked it up.
Yeah.
I really don't know. I think you guys at the press conference probably know more than me. I tried to listen to what he was saying. I tried to listen to what he wasn't saying, and I didn't really come up with anything.
Kenny Bruce.
But I don't think it was my fault at all. I think he liked working with me at the moment. I think it wasn't me.
Kenny Bruce, NASCAR.com.
I don't think so.
Matt, I believe you have a new spotter for this year. Is that a big deal or not a big deal or?
I do? I'm learning so
believe.
much in here. With Carl's unexpected departure and putting Daniel in there, Crazy's worked with Daniel the whole time, through the Xfinity Series, Truck Series. I have a hard time understanding Daniel. Most people have a hard time understanding me. I guess the Wisconsin is just as hard. So anyway, him and Crazy had that really good relationship, and then with Carl not being there and Jason being over there, I think everybody just kind of decided to make the swap, for the good of kind of everybody, for the company. And Crazy and Daniel work so well together, and Jason's always done a great job. He's only spotted for Carl, I think, his whole career, but he does a great job as well. So, there's always some, pause, I guess, because you kind of learn each other, and that takes a little bit to do that. But I think it'll be fine.
I think Brant's next.
Brant James, USA.
Are you going to have more breaking news for me?
Well, maybe you will. So
Let's work this out. How does going from 3 veterans sort of at the peak of their career to 3 veterans and the new guy affect what the organization does, trying to repeat that really successful across-the-board year you had last year?
Well, I mean, that's hard to predict. I've seen, Eric obviously has a lot of talent and has done really well from the first time I put him in a car. Daniel, I've really enjoyed getting to know him a little bit, but really watching his progression from the first time he got in a truck and Xfinity car to where he ended the season last year. He's a really hard worker. He asks a lot of questions. He always, wants advice, wants help, puts a lot of time into it. And like I say, from watching him from when he started to that incredible race he drove, not just at Homestead, more than that, but at Homestead, to be able to win that championship, I mean, was amazing. So you never know what's too soon, or I don't know if there's ever too late, but what's too soon to put somebody in a car. It's hard to say, but I think both those guys, have the talent. It just depends how fast you can get everything, rolling around them. So I feel like, Kyle, Denny, and I, this will be our 5th year together. I feel like our communication's really good. 3 of us understand each other pretty well, and our tendencies and, how we communicate different things. And for those 2 to be able to jump in there, I think that'll be a big help for them. And at the same time, I think we'll learn things from those guys as well. I mean, I think it's always fun to see somebody's fresh perspective on things that maybe you don't have, or maybe get stuck in your way. So I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be good. And hopefully they come out of the bat, running good, but just not as good as me.
Lee Spencer should be close to the last question.
Lee Spencer, Motorsport.com. Did you, Mike Heldon, have a friendly bet on Sunday's game that you all attended?
We did not have a bet. Actually, I believe that would be illegal. What's that? Yeah, I think it's illegal, isn't it? It's not? Oh. No, we did not bet on the game. What's that? For the Super Bowl, I think it's going to be the Patriots and the Falcons.
Good choice. Last question over here.
Oh, you mean who's going to win it? I thought you meant who's going to make the Super Bowl. I don't know. I think Atlanta's best offense in the league, highest scoring offense, but man, it's hard to bet against the Patriots and Belichick and Brady. They've been there so many times and have the experience, know what to expect. They're not going to get the big game jitters and all that kind of stuff. So you just don't know. But Atlanta's pretty explosive. They're pretty good as well.
Final question.
Keith
I think it's
McFarland.
going to be a tie.
Keith McFarland, the Keith McFarland Review. One question for you. What areas of improvement?
I got a question. What area are you sitting in?
I'm over here.
There we go. All right.
What areas of improvement would you like to see for yourself in the upcoming season? And for the second part of that, from the veterans or even the maybe younger racers, are there any techniques that you yourself have seen that you'd like to kind of recalibrate into your way of racing?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I guess I don't have any, particular goals like you want to, besides wanting to win and obviously get down to the 4 at Homestead and try to win a championship. I mean, it's your goal every year, but to just improve and get better. You know, you no matter how long you do this, there's always room for improvement. You always get done with a season and you look back, or not even a season, a week or a weekend or a day of practice or whatever. You always look back and you know, try to see things that you didn't do very well and that you certainly are capable of doing better. So for me, just to keep improving, you know, put all your effort into it, study as hard as you can, you know, just try to be the very best you can be every weekend. So that's probably my goal. For the new guys, you know, it's such a different world than when I came in, and I think the main thing that's changed that is technology. You know, when I first stepped into the sport, and I had teammates, great teammates. I had Mark Martin and Jeff Burton, and I fed off those guys. But there's only so much you could get off them. You know, you could talk about things, and I think they'd level with you and tell you things, and you'd learn. But it's not the same as today when you have all the EFI data to look at. You know, you can go, you know, Eric or Daniel, whoever, can go study, you know, Kyle Denny's data from years of archives. You know, they can look at every lap you raced if they want, look at your throttle and your brake and your steering and how you do things and all that. So that's changed things a lot. That's also leveled the playing field a lot, by the way, and gets everybody closer to the same speed and all that, because it's harder to keep anything yourself. If you have something that you're doing that's really working for you at a certain track or a certain day or whatever, it's much easier for somebody else to find that. So I think getting those guys over there and getting to the racetrack and kind of looking over how they do things and vice versa and working together, I think that'll be fun, and I really do think we'll all help each other.
Appreciate you spending some time with us, Matt.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.